There was once a very predictable career ladder in Silicon Valley. You started as a junior developer, then you became a middle level engineer, then a senior engineer, and then perhaps an engineering manager, then a director. Now, that middle section of ladder that creates millions of tech career. But now, companies are experiencing with something very, very different. Fewer layers, smaller teams, more automation. That means some of the roles sitting between junior execution and senior strategic leadership, they are under immense pressure. In the meantime, technical program managers, generalist engineers, some management level, some testing functions, some coordination heavy roles. Why? Because companies are discovering that software can increasingly automate parts of coordination, testing, documentation, and development. AI tools can generate code, automated systems can run the tests, platforms can monitor infrastructure, data pipeline can flag anomalies. So a company may decide that instead of having a larger team responsible for every single stage, it can have a smaller team supervising a much more automated system. And guess what? That changes the entire career ladder. The biggest danger is not necessarily that every middle level engineering role is disappearing now. It is that the number of available seats at that level that becomes smaller. And yes, that can make career progression more harder now. For Indian professionals in the US, there is another layer to this. If the middle layer that is shrinking in America, some of the work can be performed from global capability centers in India. In fact, places like Bengaluru, places like Hyderabad, Chennai, Pune, Gurugram. India is no longer simply the outsourcing destination of the past. Wake up! It is increasingly becoming a location of engineering, analytics, cybersecurity, cloud infrastructure, AI development. So the geography of technology world, that is definitely changing. And yes, this is where the American layoff story meets an Indian opportunity story. For years, the dream was simple. Move from India to America, build a career, earn in dollars, buy a home, get permanent residency, stay permanently. But today, there is another possibility emerging now. Build the next phase of that career here in India itself. Global Capabilities Centers or GCCs. They are expanding rapidly across Indian technology hubs. These centers are no longer just back offices, let me tell you that. They can house software engineering, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, cloud infrastructure, risk management, research, product development, and increasingly senior technology leadership. For a professional returning from the United States, this kind of creates an interesting paradox here. Well, they may be leaving America, but they may not be leaving the global technology ecosystem. A person who spent about 15 years working for the American company may now take that experience back to India to join a GCC managing team that continue to work on global product. This is not simply a story about people being forced to return. No, it is also a story about India becoming more capable of absorbing the global talent. But there is a financial reality. Let me give you that reality check here. A salary earned in dollars cannot simply be compared with a salary earned in rupees. Housing costs are different, taxes are different, education costs are different, lifestyle expectations are different. So returning to India can be an opportunity, but it also requires financial planning. And for some workers, the question is not whether they return. It is whether they can choose where they return. Because there are now other options too, and wait, Canada is one of them. For professionals exhausted by the American immigration maze, Canada is representing itself as the alternative. But even that door, it comes with a condition.